Hello everybody, Adam here, joined today by
Mikey
and Mim.
And before we start today's adventure, we are going to read some of your reviews, and we should say thank you very, very much for those reviews. Then we're going to announce the winner of our competition. Then we're going to read their reviews. Then we are going to throw you to Cinnabale, where bad things are happening in the bar above our heads. Oh yes, indeedy. Okay, our first review is from Blamed Cat in the US, and it's a 5-star review, so thank you very, very much for that, and it's titled Great Live Play Podcast. This has quickly become a new favourite of mine. If you want to listen to a good live play that draws you into the story, then this is the place for you. The characters are quirky and endearing. The players strike a good balance between funny and serious, which makes me feel as if I'm at the table with them, rather than them being actors behind a microphone. Keep up the great work, guys.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for that. That is.
Thank you so much.
This is why we do this. It's so people can listen to it and enjoy it as much as we do. So yeah, that is absolutely thank you very much.
This review is from Cambion in the UK and is entitled Great Actual Play. It starts slow, not just in the way of many normal seasons, but everyone slowly gets used to the format and what they're doing. Get past episode 4 to 5 and this show jumps forward, both in quality and in plot and characterization. Stick with it, and you will be entertained. Thank you so much.
That's incredible. Thank you very much, Cambion. There was a slight learning curve at the start, but that just means that anybody can do an actual play and have people come in and enjoy it as much as we enjoy it. So thank you very much.
Learning is much more fun when you just jump in and go for it.
Yeah, it is a bit of a steep learning curve, but we're working on it, and in the rare and unlikely event I have any free time ever, we might even be trying to remaster those first episodes, so when you do your re-listen...
It's all for you.
Well, I've got a review here from Kay Young in the USA. It says, if you want another good actual play RPG podcast, Force Majeure has what you're after. Some good story and acting here. That's really, really nice, especially seeing as we know that Kay is from Redemption Podcast and they're amazing. So if you have any free time after watching all of ours, obviously, do have a look at Redemption because they are just top notch, really, really good.
Redemption.
Yeah, exactly. They're really, really good. Thank you, Kay. That's amazing.
And finally, announcing the winner of our contest, we have rolled the dice, as is our wont. The Cats of Fate have spoken, and our winner is Tiger Raven 1980 from the USA.
Ooh.
This is another 5-star review titled The Force is Strong with this one. Force Majeure is not only a brilliant live play podcast that captures the feels of Star Wars, but their English accents are to die for. I am, sadly, American and don't get to experience such beauty every day. You're very kind. I mean, that's like the only...
Sorry, carry on.
Thank you for brightening up my dull American life with your amazingness. I mean, the dice chose well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, we love you.
Thank you so much for your support of the show. Glad you're enjoying it, and stay tuned for even more outrageous accents to come.
Tiger Raven, next time you feel like writing into the show, perhaps, give me a selection of things, and we'll say them just for you in various British accents. That's a promise from me. In a sexy voice. Which is nothing like my real voice.
I can't do a sexy voice.
Try posh. Go posh.
Hello. That's what everybody sounds like anyway. We're British, therefore everybody's like, oh, it's so very posh.
Anyway, without any further ado, you know how it goes. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host, and today's adventure will be joining you after these words from our sponsors.
Hey kids, do you want to be cool? Do you want to be the coolest kids on your neighborhood? Do you need that smooth taste? Smoke Blue Mountain Death Sticks. Everybody else is. It'll make you more attractive. It'll help you with your studies. It'll help you lose weight. What do you need? Smoke. Blue Mountain Death Sticks.
Warning, death sticks not suitable for those who are pregnant, incubating, blending, breeding, melding, or providing nourishment to your hive. Also for those who do not wish to suffer a long, painful death.
You're listening to the Force Majeure podcast, and my name is Ed Fortune, and I will be your games master for this particular session. The campaign chronicle is called The Shadows of the Jedi, and we are now at part 5. Galactic history is also the history of drink. Wars have been fought over Bantha milk, over Gamorrean hooch, over Giva Jambo, on the world of Kina Bel. This is a planet that's been, for a very long time, having one heck of a pan-galactic hangover. And as we start our adventure again, we find our players in need of, well, a stiff one. But before we start, shall we have some introductions, please? Also, I would like to ask you all a single question. What is your preferred brew?
Hi, I'm Mikey. I'm playing Kay. I'm a warrior starfighter race. My emotional strength is my compassion, but my emotional weakness is my hatred. Kay likes anything. Anything that will get him drunk. So his preferred tipple is small, strong, and in a large bottle. He's holding that right now, but it's still not one of his better days.
Hi, I'm Ross. I'm playing Dr. Smex Koram Dinalo. I'm a Syrian consular healer. My emotional strength is my compassion, my weakness is my obstinacy. I'm not sure Dr. Koram has a favourite drink as such as one that just makes the feeling go numb for a bit at the moment.
So sweet liquid morphine then.
I'm not sure they serve that no, they probably do serve that at the bar. It's that kind of galaxy. So yeah, probably.
My name is Adam, and I'm playing Tychus Bar, a Basilisk Sentinel Artisan. My emotional strength is my bravery, and my emotional weakness is my recklessness. Bar's favourite drink at the moment is Frelp. Love me some Frelp. It's good, it comes in tubes, it's available everywhere, it's alcoholic enough to impair your life choices, but not so alcoholic that you can't drive a swoop bike afterwards. When he can get it though, he has developed a bit of a taste for deuterium ice, which is a very, very fine liquor. Not easy to come by, but every now and then a bottle will cross his path, and that's safe for special occasions.
Hi, I'm Mim. I'm playing Roy, who is a modified B1 battle droid. My specialisation is a bodyguard and a hired gun as my career, and I have an obligation of 40 to the Bar family. Roy doesn't really drink alcohol. He likes to pretend. If you ask him, he will normally go on and on about how wonderful Frelp is. Frelp. True beer. Gorgeous. Yes, very much so. But he really, he doesn't get much out of alcohol being a droid. He does like a nice dip in oil. There are a few lubricants that he will use to shine himself up and feel loose and easy. But alcohol is just one of those things he likes to sit back and enjoy watching other people be stupid.
Before we do anything very exciting, you need to do 2 things. Firstly, I need to tell you where you were so far, and we also need to roll for Force and Destiny.
1 dark side.
1 dark side.
2 light side.
And 1 dark side.
Oh,
Hooray!
And finally, 1 dark side.
So that's 4 dark side and 2 light side.
The story so far. The party had made it from the one bar, the Bloody Kiss in the city of Red Yes, to Vin's Fort. Vin's Fort is an abandoned old Star Destroyer somewhere on Kina Bel. In Vin's Fort, there is the watering hole. When we left the party, they had gone downstairs following the known rogue and general bad news bear that is Garrett, who had some dodgy dealings with the ISB, they think, and they were about to confront him as to what he was doing with a large injector device and a large barrel of ale, because there are many crimes in the galaxy, but tampering with beer is definitely one that you should not mess with. Garrett says, I can explain. We have to get out of here now. There is a shocking sound. The ruinstorm has arrived at Vin's Fort, and you can hear the lightning crashing down. There are explosions going off. You should be safe here. You should be sheltered. This is the entire point of this little garrison. It's a place to hide from the weather. This is how the people who live here make their trade and how they survive. Beneath that, not only is thunder and lightning happening, but you're starting to hear a ruckus happening upstairs.
Kay doesn't have a weapon out. Kay is standing relatively near the front, and he looks straight towards our offending adversary and says, What does it look like?
At this point, backing up Kay, Tychus has unsheathed Clementine, flicked her onto stun setting, and is taking aim at Garrett Tane's centre of mass.
Look, we have to leave here as quickly as possible. What I think is about to happen is there is another crash happening, and it's happening right now. None of you have been here very long, yes?
Yes.
We need to leave.
What are you doing?
Trying to help
Hello.
everyone else.
Less dissembling. Tell us exactly what's going on, or I'm gonna shun you and leave you outside for the ruinstorm.
This, he had an injected dispenser thing. The doctor is very familiar with this sort of thing. It's a medical dispenser. It's an industrial one though, the sort of thing that you would use on banthas rather than people.
Is this for extracting something from the barrels or injecting something into the barrels?
You can use it for both modes, but it's clearly loaded, so he's probably injecting.
How is that helping?
It'll take the toxin out. It'll bundle it together.
I step forward and stick my hand out. Give it here.
Do I have time for this? He gives it to you.
I know, but we're doing it anyway. I pass it to the doctor. What does it do?
Can I have... it's 2 purple. It would be a medicine roll.
I have 3 advantage and a triumph.
Okay, so it occurs to you the smart thing to do is to just tiny squeeze onto the palm of a gloved hand, which is what you do. You make sure.
Does anybody have a gloved hand?
So you make sure there's something between.
I look at Roy's robot fist.
Roy's looking at his robot fist.
Is it gloved?
It's non-reactive material.
He holds out his hand and lets you do whatever.
Excellent. I will use that.
You squirt the stuff onto Roy's hand. You give it a sniff. It's very wise for you not to use your own organic self.
Yes.
Because it's not quite peeling the paint, but it's not looking great. And then you give it a sniff. He doesn't appear to be fibbing, as in this looks like the sort of thing that you would get for a catalyzer. So this is something that would attract in a solution more stuff.
Right, it's drawing all of the material towards itself.
You put this into a solution and then it reacts.
Yeah.
And then you give it a stir and then you pull out whatever it is that you're after.
What is it, Doc?
It's a catalyzer.
So, if you're here to get this poison out of the booze, why did he get that off the ISB agent? What double game are you playing here? And what are you doing working with the ISB? You're a swoop ganger. You might be an honourless Criffwitz, but there are limits.
Yeah.
Pulling the forelock to those chrome domes.
They can't be trusted.
Yeah.
He's right, they can't be trusted.
Yeah.
And neither can I. But in this case, please trust me.
Is he telling the truth, Doc?
I can't tell if he can be trusted or not. I'm extracting this thing.
Is the thing in your hand what he says it is?
Yes.
Give it here.
Dr. Crumb passes it to Kay.
And Kay passes it back.
He plunges it into the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pause.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his hand off. Literally takes his hand off, and it's blackened and it's black all the way across.
His hand, or
His hand, the stump, is black. It's like poisoning there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he basically opens the top of the barrel with his other hand and plunges it into it. And there's a look on his face of absolute bliss.
Oh, I don't have time for this weird fetish stuff. I'm going to stun shot him.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, so you cold cocked him.
Yeah.
Because, so just make a roll to hit, please.
He's at short range, I presume.
Is this one of the moments where the Doc goes, hang on a minute, and jumps for cover?
Yes.
Right.
You may take this opportunity to jump for cover.
Right.
What's just occurred to you is, you know the other thing that catalyses this weird exotic substance, and that's electricity.
I'm going.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Can I blag 2 boost die for my aiming, given that I've been aiming on him for a while?
Go on.
That is 1 success and 2 advantage.
You completely get him cold and dead. The advantage is that you get him in the face, no problem. And he sees you pull the trigger. He goes, "No, don't." Several things happen at once. The barrel explodes.
Hey!
He falls to the floor and makes a strangled, screaming cry. You hear muttering from the screaming banthas behind you. They're essentially saying things like "Criff this" and are heading back upstairs. Then there is a moment where he pulls himself back up. His hand has started to reform. It's a twisted claw now.
I stun shot him again.
His skin is ashen. There are black veins running all the way across his face. His eyes have turned black.
Nope. Bwam, bwam.
As you stun shot him again, the electricity just rattles through his body, and he screams.
Bar, I don't like this.
Well, I kind of turn to look at the doc. Well, I'm criff out of ideas. I mean, that'd take down a wamper.
At this point, they might notice that the dock is slightly shorter, slightly further away, and is behind something.
Cowering behind another barrel, I think.
Yeah, something was going to explode.
You have two options. You can either take initiatives right now, or you can run away. It's up to you.
Again?
One or the other. If the party wants to fight this not quite Garrett, let's take initiatives. Otherwise, I will give you a bonus action, a bonus round of running the heck away.
It depends what happens with his second shot, really. If it knocks him down, then that's great. But if he keeps getting up...
Make your second shot, please.
That is a triumph.
You hit him in the chest, and he doesn't go down. The black lightning is now coursing across his body, and he spreads his arms out. I'd like cool tests from everyone, please. Difficulty 2.
Can I use my triumph to upgrade my cool test?
You may. Also, can we move a dark side point to a light side point, please?
Failure with 1 threat and a triumph.
I'm on 2 successes, but I have a disadvantage.
I just have 3 successes. Flat.
1 success, which is a triumph.
Okay, so the first thing, the reason I converted a dark side point to a light side point, you all get a vision.
Even the droid?
Even the droid.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a little bit different for the droid. What you get is data coursing through your system, analysing what's going on. And it's negative result 0, negative result 0, negative result 0 everywhere. It's sort of thing that you would get on if everyone had been killed on the battlefield.
Roy is clearly starting to freak out as this happens. Error, error, 01, and is holding his head and rattling around a bit.
The rest of you, imagine a million voices, all calling out in terror, and then continuing to call out in terror. It doesn't seem to want to stop.
Kay's heard this before.
Kay has indeed heard this before. As abruptly as it started, it stops again. Those who made their tests, you may act. Those who didn't make their tests, you are stunned for this round. In pant-wetting terror. Tychus has a triumph. Can I suggest that you use that as a manoeuvre?
Can I instead give that to Roy as a free manoeuvre for Roy?
Absolutely. Given your relationship, that makes perfect sense.
Roy is still holding his head and feeling very out of sorts and seeing Bar on the... Are you on the floor?
They're all rattled and Bar is on the floor, yes. He's not on the... yes, he's on the floor.
Who kind of dropped to my knees, holding my head kind of
Yeah. Everyone is clearly still alive, despite the fact that your system is telling you that everyone, and it means everyone, is dead.
Runs straight over to Bar and starts shaking him, pulling him around a bit, lightly slapping him across the face, because that's how you check that people are alive. It's how Bar checks if people are
Using
alive.
your powerful mechanical arms, you very lightly tap him around the jaw, only mildly dislocating it for comic effect.
I like the fact that are you using the same hand I just used to test what this material was, or are you using the other hand?
That's a very good point.
There's no way I gave you my right hand. No, you
So
burnt
you're
my-
holding him with one and slapping him with the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak to me! Bar, are you dead? Bar, are you dead?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Oh, waste that guy, Roy. Combat protocols activated.
Before we get into the combat, because you've got a manoeuvre, haven't you? Kay's running away. Kay takes a couple of stumbling steps back and pegs it.
Okay, you leg it up the stairs?
Yes.
The doctor's following Kay. At this point, this is the most practical. That
Okay.
sounds like a very rational approach to the thing, where he's just been carrying around a box because something was about to explode, and then he's just received a massive vision. But yes, he's getting up and he's running after Kay because Kay seems to know what he's doing.
You're hot on the heels of the Screaming Banthas who are already on the way up the stairs. I would like initiatives from the two people who are still in the room. Cool tests.
Cool. That's just occurred to me. The doctor has just left behind a patient. Sorry.
3 advantage.
1 advantage.
Garrett goes first. Firstly, he gets more colour into his cheeks, and lightning leaps from his body onto the droid. Take 5 damage, please. Or count up 5, please.
Remember to minus your soak off that.
Yeah, my soak is 5.
Yeah, then you take nothing from that.
Alright.
Can I also have a cool test?
Difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
1 advantage.
You're familiar with this now. You get yet another error report running through your systems.
Is it still the same error report? Is it reporting
everybody-
an error in the death or reporting the death continually?
Reporting death continually. Everybody is dead. Dave, everyone is dead.
Alright. I am beeping and booping unintelligibly at the moment. I'm not happy with this.
First action of the party.
Roy,
Okay.
having seen our two workmates already pegging it and the rest of the people that had come down with us, having just been zapped, watched Bar try and shoot him a couple of times, I think this is overruling your orders to go in full battle mode because your mum is going to be really angry. So, beeping and booping, it's just going to be safety protocol, yes ma'am, and I'm going to grab you and start dragging you the same direction that Kay and Dr. Smex has run.
Okay, so you flee. Party again.
I'm not going to fight being dragged away by Roy, I don't think, because while Tychus might want to rumble, his synapses are somewhat scrambled. What I would like to do, though, is as I'm being kind of dragged back by Roy, to flick Clementine into actual kill mode rather than stun mode, and fire off a few blaster shots kind of as I'm being dragged away over Roy's shoulder.
Okay, so make your attack roll. I'm going to give you one additional black die to the normal difficulty.
Okay, and I remove that black die because I've got a custom grip. I normally would be aiming, but I'm not going to, I think, because I'm being dragged back, so I'll just... that's 1 success and 3 advantage, so that's 9 damage, and I'm going to crit.
Okay, can we have a roll for crit, please?
Yes, certainly. 46
Ooh,
crit.
Blimey. So, even though you weren't aiming for his head, you hit him straight in the face. His unarmoured, he wasn't wearing much in the way of armour anyway, but his unarmoured, now ghastly looking face. There is a sickening crack sound as he falls to the ground. You see, again, the black lightning ground itself somewhere and fade away, and he stops moving.
Take that, you cocker!
As the party gets to the bar itself, you are now on back where you started, the ground floor.
Yes.
And where it was a scene of rowdy but relative contemplation of people staring at their drinks and having conversations and generally being a little bit paranoid and trying not to cause any ructions because no one wants to die and no one wants to be kicked out into the ruinstorm which is going on. Now it's absolute chaos and carnage. Barricades have been thrown against all sides of the bar.
Yes.
As essentially all of the gangs have formed themselves like a kind of a corral, as it were. Rattling against the doors and coming out of the windows are what appear to be villagers. Their faces are ashen, their eyes are black, they have black veins running through them.
Oh hey, that looks like our friend.
Kay, who gets there before you guys, darts up, pulling out his gun, and gets behind a barricade.
Dr. Karam is scrambling for the same barricade and has decided, yes, this might be an idea to reach for that pistol he's got, rather than the med kit right now.
Can I also have a medicine roll from you, difficulty 2?
1 failure, 2 advantage.
You're not sure what's causing this, but you notice 2 obvious symptoms. 1, none of the people who've recently arrived seem to be affected. If we ignore Garrett as an anomaly, then it's only the villagers.
Okay.
Secondly, electrical-based shots seem like a terrible idea.
Yep, that's why I ran. I think those are the people we should be worried about. Those ones there.
So you two have barricaded?
Yes.
And as the other 2 get up, you see your companions leaping behind the barricade because they're only scan seconds ahead of you. So, party, yet again, cool tests. What is it that you would like to do?
Is this for initiative or for difficulty or...
This is for an initiative.
Wash.
That's 3 successes and 1 advantage.
5 advantage.
Roy got 1 success.
Well, I'm clearly still looking over Roy's shoulder, firing wildly at
He's
Garrett.
patting your back. There, in old mother protocol. There.
Just that image in my head is just beautiful.
Gonna get you to a doctor.
Just rocking me very back softly. Just like out of Roy's back pops out a little extendy arm holding a bottle of milk and a blanket. It's fine. It's all fine.
He's not used that in a while.
It's like he's using the lower arm to keep the whole tight while he's running, or are those doing something else?
Actually, I kind of see that both his right arms are firing Clementine round the side of Roy, and his 2 left arms are holding on to Roy kind of as he's being carried backwards.
Is Roy's attitude that there's a doctor? It's me, specifically. Yeah, okay.
Yep, Roy's going straight towards the doctor. Doc, look at him, make sure his programming's fine.
So as we pull back the camera, essentially the doors to the watering hole have been smashed open. They are villagers who seem to have... They're all wet, by the way. They're all covered in water and dust. They all look pretty angry, but they also look like they're not themselves. They're all grey. They've all got black veins running across them, and they've all got black eyes.
Are they carrying any weapons?
They are carrying improvised melee weapons. One of them actually, honest to goodness, has a pitchfork.
God, Woodstock's gone down the hill these days, hasn't it?
Someone else has a hydro spanner. Someone else is holding what appears to be a bit of a droid arm. Someone has a genuine sword. One of them actually has a rifle on his back. He's like wearing the white rifle.
But not using it.
They have guns, but they're not using it.
Right, do they look, to coin a phrase, zombified? Do these people look like they're moving unthinkingly?
Yes, they do not look like they're in control of their own movements. To give you a rough idea as to what's going on, so the remains of the Shattered Oath have formed their own little kind of huddle and trying to take pot shots, and they're doing a lot of yelling. The Thermal Wolves, again, are trying to actually organise. They're being kind of snooty and they're yelling at people, but they're trying to keep the barricade down. Twerk looks like he's about to kick off at any moment and just go completely boswonk, to use a phrase.
So in the initiatives, are we first or is there
So what firstly happens is Twerk goes completely nuts, and he leaps off a very tall barrel onto the heads of two, shall we call them zombie villagers? We'll call them zombie villagers, and cracks their heads together, screaming yet again. You've heard him say it before. As he cracks their heads together and then tumbles onto the ground. He is now surrounded. There are two Imperial stormtroopers, and they open fire with stun shots onto the villagers. They are then immediately taken out by the villagers as the stun shots rebound back onto them, and you see the electrical energy dissipate amongst the crowd, and the zombified villagers get more and more angry. At that point, one of the zombies drags one of the Shattered Oath off the barricade, and we're on to party. Action, please.
I've got two questions at this point. One, relatively, how many numbers are there of both the swoop gangs and the villagers? Are we sort of like 30, 50 of each?
So we've got about somewhere between 20 to 30 swoop gang members in total.
Right.
If you add them all up. You reckon you've got maybe even number of villagers, but you're not sure how many are outside.
Where's our vehicle relative to this?
Your vehicle is not far outside. You could probably get to it in 2-3 rounds if you wanted to peg it. Right. If I think you didn't get stopped.
Yeah, also when the weather outside's not great, so I just wanted to make sure there was a clear exit.
You'd have to get through the door.
Yep.
Then you'd have to get into the park, which is nearby. And then you'd have to decide which bikes you were stealing. So, party action?
Can I go first?
Yep.
Without much emotion, I click the pistol I've got in my hand from stun to not stun. I then point the pistol straight at the guy with the sword and open fire.
Okay, make your attack roll.
What range are they at?
They are at short range.
Okay. That is a complete wash. That's nothing at all.
Your shot goes wide. Party action again?
I think I should go last, really, because I'm still focused down the stairs, so I'll take the last party action. It's between, I think, the Doctor and Roy.
I should be tending to Tychus, really. I don't know how injured you are, I don't know how stun you are from... You look pretty when Roy dropped you next to me.
So, Roy?
I assume you've just dropped him next to me.
I really don't want to leave his side at the moment. Roy is quite nervous all of a sudden. You've never seen, from what you've seen, he's always been quite bolshy and having a bit of a go and laughing around, but he's clearly in protect and defend mode, so if nothing goes near Bar at the moment, he's waiting for an indication or an order to do other stuff. At the moment, other people are holding the barricade, and his pure priority is, Bar, are you okay?
Is there tending to Bar action? I mean, if I'm just looking after him generally, medicinally...
So are you just giving a bonus to Bar as your action, or...?
Yeah, if Bar isn't giving me any orders, I'll give all my action to Bar first.
Okay, so Garrett took a shot to the face and dropped. Did it look, as I was being dragged back, as Bar was being dragged back up the stairs by Roy, did it look like Garrett was going to be getting back up again?
No idea.
So there's a barricade being built up around to keep the villagers out. You know the door that we went down to get to the keg cellar?
Yeah.
Is that a shuttable door? Was it just an opening with stairs going down?
Yeah, it's got a hatch.
Is there a button to close the hatch on this side of the door, or is it just a manual closing door or for the hatch?
You'd have to take another look at the hatch, but you reckon there's a bolt on the inside and there's a bolt on the outside as well.
So it is lockable from this side?
Yes, it's
Well-
lockable from the other side as well. Locked on both sides.
Yeah, but if I lock it from this side, can it be unlocked from the other side?
No.
In which case, then, while Roy's looking concerned at me and the doctor's looking me over, I'm going to break away from both of them, bolt over to the door we kind of came up from, slam it closed, and shoot the bolt, basically, as in lock it, not shoot the bolt out. That's totally maladjusted.
Does it work on Star Wars doors principle?
But yeah, basically slam the door closed and lock it, and then at that point, that's when I'm going to turn round, see the waves of black-eyed villagers approaching the barricade, look at Roy, the doc, Kay, and the rest of the back gangs, and be like, okay. So stick to drinking from bottles then, guys?
Roy looks a lot happier now that he's said something and it's stupid.
There is more thunder. There is a horrible, horrible keening sound. And at that point, we will leave the party to themselves and their own devices. You will have to wait and tune in to find out what happens next.
Force Majeure is played using the Star Wars Force and Destiny game system from Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our intro music is Actionable by BenSound, and our outro music is Suburban Outlaw by Forget the Whale, both used with gratitude under the Creative Commons license. For more information about all the other music, sound effects and everything else used in the show, please see the show notes for specific bits and the credits page of our website for more information. Speaking of the website, we are all over the internet at present. We have a web page, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook, we have a Discord, links of which are all in the show notes, and we can most commonly be found on Twitter at Force Majeure Pod. So come along and interact with us, we'd love to hear from you all. We also have a Patreon as well, details contained in the show notes if you want to support us that way. If you fancy leaving us an iTunes review, we'd also be very grateful for that. Lets us know that we're telling the stories that you all want to hear. Until next time, may the Force be with you.